Okay, can everyone hear me? I just want to make sure. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about form and report. But I want to, before we start doing it, I want to read some things about form, because in the morning class we did the same thing. They were asking about what do we use form for, what do we use report for, or what the differences are between them. Okay, it was here, somewhere here. Okay, this is query. And by the way, guys, today we will be only taking report wizard and form wizard, which is gonna be really easy. Everything is done for you, is ready for you. You're just gonna do several clicks, choose whatever you want, and that's it. Okay, okay, here we go. Working with forms. So forms are tools for entering, editing, and viewing your information in tables and queries. So we know that, just like how we should have had a table before, so we can make a query out of it. So form is the same. We can make a form out of both tables and queries. Okay. So what can we do? What do we use the forms for? We can enter data from a form, okay, or we can edit the data, or you can view your information for example, you have a table, you want to view the data but not in a table, but you want it to be in a form shape, so we use form for that. They can also be used for searching and even for printing. We can even search for information inside the form. We have a place for it. I will show you later on. And we can even print the form. You know that there are sometimes, it's called form, even in Kurdish and in Arabic, we have forms. So most of the forms, they could be, they could have been created using Access forms. So you would just print it on an A4 paper, and there you go, you have a form now. Okay, although reports are more commonly used for this task, but we know that even form and report as well, they can be printed and used on an A4 paper to enter data or for whatever the reason is. Okay, because forms are input tools, any changes or deletions made to a record using a form will affect the original table. So we said because we can enter and edit data into a form, so they're called an input tool. Okay, so it says because forms are input tools, any change or deletion, like if you change anything in the form or if you delete any data or any record in the form, so the data in the table, in the original table that you use for the form will be edited or it will be deleted according to what you do in your form. And it says undo will not restore such records. So if you delete a record in a form, you cannot just bring it back by using undo in the form or in the table. Okay, the uses of form. So why do we use forms? First, form can be used to display and maintain records within your database. So we said that we said we can use it to view information. It's the same thing as displaying. So for viewing, you are looking at it yourself, but for displaying, you show into you other people and yourself as well. So they can be used to display and also to contain, to have records in them. Okay, second usage is forms can be designed to display fields from multiple tables and can be also used to restrict what information users have access to. In addition, button can also be added. Okay, so we have this thing. So forms, we know that using a table, we make a form, okay? But what if you want someone, for example, you make the table and you make the form, but the person who will be using the form or who will be entering data from the form will be someone else. Maybe you have some fields, they have private data, there are some data you don't want the person who will enter the data in the form to see it. So you make the form and you will only add the fields that you want. So this way you will restrict what? You will restrict what information users have access to, what they will be able to see. Also, we have buttons that can be added to provide automated functionality. We have buttons, but in the wizard, we don't have it. So today we will not talk about the button. Okay, so forms have many possibilities and unlimited potential. For example, you can do data entry. You can enter data through a form. You can view sorted information. You can view it and you can sort out the information as well. Searching the database for specific data, we have a searching box. Database navigation and reporting and charting. We can even use what? You can use a form later on for making what? Making reports and making charts. Okay. Now that we talked about this, let's go to the axis. For example, I have this table again. Let me add the information here. Okay. 200 euro. Okay. So how do we create a form? Through a form wizard. Okay. We go to create again. This section was table. This was query, and this section is forms. You can see it's written forms. We have what? We have form wizard right here. Okay, we're gonna use form wizard. I'm gonna click on it. Okay, it says what? It says, okay, choose that table or that query that you want to make a form out of. I'm gonna go with my table because this was the table that I showed you first, okay? So I'm not gonna change that. What fields I want to be added to my form? I want ID, I want name, age, and let the salary as well be there. Okay, then I'm gonna click on next. Now that I have selected my fields, I have 4 types of forms inside the form wizard. I have columnar, I have tabular, I have data sheet, and I have justified. We're gonna try all of them so you can see the differences. So this is in the shape, and the form is gonna be showing you the data in the shape of columns vertically. Okay, let's go with columnar. I'm gonna write columnar form, finish. Okay, now you see I have what? I have my data like this. This is the ID. I chose ID field, then I chose name field, and then age and salary. Okay. So what I wanted to show you is we said that we can view our records. This is the first record. Okay. This is the next record. My mouse, this is kind of annoying. I hope you can see it. So the first arrow, this one, it will show me the next record. Okay. You can see here it says 2 out of 5. So we have 5 records. This is the second, this is the third, fourth, and fifth record. Okay, what if I want to add another record? I want to do data entry for someone else. What am I going to know? It says 5 of 5. If I click on next again, it will give me what? It will give me 6 of 6, and now I have an empty form. So from here, I can just add data. I can enter data. I can say the ID, let it be 7, for example. The name, let it be, for example, Sukar. Age, let it be 23. Salary, maybe 150. Like this. Now, I have this new record. I can even add another one if I want. If I go back, you see I have this one as saved. I'm going to save it again. Lali Khan, no, it's not like find. If I want to find something, here I have the search box. You see, I told you you can even search for them for information if you want. I can search from here. But this is a form. Literally يعني بالعربية هم يعني اسمه نفس الشيء. يعني أنا أكو عندي table ومن التيبل أني أريد أسوي فورمة، فهيجي أنا راح أسوي يعني بكور ديكا شارنا يخوي فورمة أجر من تيبلك مهبت وبما فورمة دروس كم لو تيبلا بمشي ويا فورمة دروسة كم دوايج أطوانم برنتي كمو إيش يسر كم بابلين بدسي أسر ورقة، وبعدين أني هم أقدر أسوي برنتين لهاي الفورمة، ومثلا أكو عندي فورمة ما بيها أي شيء، أنا أقدر هسه أسوي برينتين لهاي الفورمة وبعدين على الورقة أنا أقدر أشتغل عليه. يعني هسه من أن فورمة بطالم هي أتوانم برينتي كمو إشي لسر كم لسر قلم ورقة. Okay. This is the first type of form. Let's try the other ones. I go back to form wizard. Okay, I'm gonna select the same thing. This time let it be date of birth. Next, I'm gonna go with tabular. Okay, you can see how the data will be affected, how it will be sorted. Next, I'm gonna write tabular form. Now you can see this is how the data will be affected here. I have my IDs like this, the names like this, age like this, and date of birth like this. So the white one, this is the first record. The blue one, this is the second record. The white one, again, this is the third record, and go and so on. Even here, now I can add another record. For example, I'm gonna add another one. Let it be Aveen, 25, and date of birth is up to me if I add it or not. Maybe January 2021. Okay, like this. I think it's really easy. Let me close this one as well. Yes. Yes, Fennec. As I mentioned before, whatever you add in the form, it will affect the data from the original table. So this is my table. You saw before I didn't have Sokar or Avin. From the forms, I added them, and now I have their information in here. Okay? Okay, now let me close this. Let's go to the third type of form. From the form wizard, I'm gonna add ID, name, age. This time let it be tax. Why not? Next, I'm gonna go with data sheet. So the data sheet, just like the name, it says, for example, in the table, when I look at the table, the view is the data sheet view. So if I choose a data sheet view form, it will give me a form, but exactly the same as the data sheet, how I used to view my table. Let's go with it. You can see it's exactly like my form, like my table, but only with the fields I chose. I chose the field of ID, name, age, and tax. And this is my original table. But this one is my form. You can see it's written forms. I can also change the name. I just saved it with the name that, okay, it's open, with the name that Access gave me. This was data sheet form. Okay. Come on. This is how it's gonna look like. Okay, and the last type, I'm gonna go back to form wizard. I'm gonna go with these again. Justified. So maybe this type is the most used, even though it also depends on your own data and what you want to find and what you're looking for, or how you want your form to be to turn out. But mostly justified is used, and I'm gonna write justified and finish. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be. We have ID first, we have name like this, age, date of birth, and from here we can see our other records. This is Linda, this is Sardar, Lana, and so on. Is form clear? I think it's easy. Do you have any question about it? Okay. Okay, so Sana, and if I want to ask you something in the exam, I would just say create a form for me. So it's up to you, it's your decision. If you're gonna use wizard or you're gonna use a normal form is fine by us, as long as we didn't ask for a specific type. Maybe I tell you using the form wizard, create for me a tabular form, something like this. Then you should be using the wizard. But if we just say make a form, you can use any type of these. You can even try them. You today when you finish, try them. See this one what it will do for you. This one what it will do for you. This one, each of them they will do something different. This is the basic form that Microsoft Access already have. In the form design, it's like a table design. You design it like, or in query design, you design it one by one, whatever you want, the places and everything of every field and record. And in the blank form, it will only give you the background of the form, and then you can add the fields and records that you want. And we have other types, more forms. You can just use them and see what they are or which one you like. Okay, anyways, let's move on to reports. So reports, they kind of look like forms, but the main difference is in the form, we can edit or the data, or we can enter data. But in report, we only view or display the data. We cannot enter data, we cannot edit data. Let's go to report. Sorry, we said we're not gonna use these types. I forgot. We will just go with the report wizard. Okay. Same thing. I click on it. Now it says what? It says choose your table or your query that you want to make the report out of. I'm gonna go with my table again. I'm gonna add ID, name, age, and salary. This is enough for me. Next. It says what? Do you want to add any grouping levels? For example, if I click on ID, you can see ID will be alone like this on top. And what about this priority? If I want two groups, okay, now I have ID and name. You can see ID is on top, name is under ID. If I click on priority and click on the up button, you can see now name is up and ID is down. I want it back. I like it like this. Next, and now what do we have? Okay, actually, I want to remove the name because here I have, it says what? You can sort your records. So I'm gonna go with what? I'm gonna go with name, and I want it to be ascending. I'm gonna sort it like that. And then let's come to the layout. قلتين يا فقرة عيدة بعربي. شيما بو برسالي تو چون homework كم دانا Excel و بتعلم بيخلنا access بإمبورت بإكسبورت عكسكي أكيد أو كتو إلي داتا لأكسس أبيت ناو Excel. أوكي تمام. شوفي قلتين الفرق بينات ريبورت وفورم اللي كلش واضح شنو هو. قلنا بالفورم هسه أخذنا نقدر نسوي داتا انتري، يعني نخلي من الفورمة نخلي معلومات جوا الفورمة وجوا التيبل همينة. بس بالريبورت احنا ما نقدر نسوي داتا انتري، ما نقدر نضيف داتا، بس نقدر نباوع الداتا. we can only display or view the data. تمام. فشون نسوي فورم ريبورت؟ اروح على الكرييت، كان اكو عندنا فورم هنا وهنا اكو عندنا ريبورت، فاني اضغط على الريبورت ويزارد. تمام. ينطيني هاي البوكس. تمام. ده يقول اختار التيبل لو الكوري اللي انت تريد تشتغل عليه. تمام. فاني راح اختار نفس الشيء التيبل اللي عندي. تمام. وهسه الفيلدات اللي أنا أريد أشوفهم بالريبورت شنو هو. أنا أريد ID name age هو salary يمكن. بعدين أضغط على next. أولين آسفة بصراحة guys, I know today the internet was not so good because even the morning beneficiaries, they were struggling. I do my apology and please bear with us, but don't worry, we will record the session and I will put it in the classroom for you. So hopefully, even if you didn't fully understand right now, you will be able to understand it later when you look back at the video. اوكي. هسه اكو عندنا جروبين. انت بدك تشوف بالريبورت راح يكون هيك اكو عندنا اي دي نيم ايج سالري كلهم بنفس الصف. بس اذا اني اريد يكون يطلع لي اي دي بس فوق، اني اقدر اخلي يعني شو سويت. اكو عندي الفيلدات اللي انا اخترتها، وهسه اذا اني اريد يطلع لي اي دي بس الاي دي فوق، اختار اي دي واضغط على الهايه راح يطلع اي دي هناك. اقول تمام. هسه اكو عندنا ascending و descending يعني السورتين اكو عندنا. فاني راح اختار شنو. اني مثلا تقدر تختار ولا شيء، بس اذا اني اريد الاسماء يطلع لي بشكل الفابيتك يعني من A to Z، راح اختار A النيم و ascending. تمام. next. اوكي. هسه اكو عندنا طريقة اللي راح نشوف الريبورت مالتنا. now we have the layout. okay, we have two things. we have layout, we have orientation. بالاورينتيشن اكو عندنا بورتريت يعني الريبورت راح يكون بشكل vertical افقي عمودي، راح يكون بشكل عمودي. بس اللاندسكيب راح يكون بشكل افقي. تمام. portrait it will be vertical, but landscape the report will be like this, horizontal. I like portrait. I like it this way. And my data is not so much, it's only 4 fields, so it will fit to my paper or to my report. And I have 3 layouts. For example, I have stepped, I have block, I have outline. I will try all of them for you. Okay, next. My table, this was stepped form, we'll finish. Okay, now you see, what do I have? Now I have ID, we have name, age, and salary, just like that. So this is the step type of form report. Now I'm gonna show you, and also you can see here, I have the page number 1. And what else do I have? I have the date right here, and I have the page number right here at the bottom. أهلا وسهلا قلتي. تمام. I will show you the other 3 types of layouts that we had in the report. Okay, I'm gonna go again with the same age. Let it be date of birth. Next, I don't want any grouping, I'm fine. And I don't want this either. I'm just gonna click on none. Next. This time, let's go with tabular. Okay, next. Tabular form, report, sorry. I think in the last one I wrote form also, but it's fine. Okay, so this is how a table one would look like. We have IDs over here, we have name, we have age and date of birth. Okay, again, in the bottom, we have the date and we have the page number, and even here we have the page number. It shows us the current page number, the one that I am on right now, which is page number 1. Okay, and the last type of the report from report wizard, from the layouts, let's see. I think this is enough. I don't need anything. I don't need any sorting. Let's go with justified. My table justified report. Finish. Okay. So this is what justified looks like. We have the first record alone, and then we have the second record alone, the third alone, and so on, like this. Is it clear? I hope it's easy because it really is, and I hope it's easy for you too, guys. So I'm gonna stop sharing